Hi Twitter, I'm Barbara the OT from the HEART program. I wanted to respond to a recent tweet from Mrs. Hubble, a teacher who was talking about burnout and compassion fatigue. All of the uncertainty and change that we've had to experience during the pandemic of the past year and a half has taken a lot more energy and attention than we are used to. The lack of being able to carry out our usual habits that we rely on, that we've developed over the years, having to think about how we do things, having to change how we do things, having to learn new things is all very exhausting. I want to bring attention to some things that might help all of us cope better and respond better during this difficult time. The first thing I want to address is the idea of completing your stress cycle. When we get stressed, our body releases hormones that raise our heart rate, put us into fight, flight, freeze mode. Instead of sitting with those hormones all day when we're stressed, one of the things that we can do is to finish our stress cycle. So use up those hormones, first of all, by moving. That could be a brisk walk, it could be running stairs, it could be doing squats or jumping jacks or anything that's going to burn up all that adrenaline that you feel. The next thing you can do after move is to seek safety. And safety is a relative term. In this case, we're looking for something that confirms that we're physically safe. And that might just be checking in with friends in the office or that are around you, or touching base with people by text. Sharing your stress experience and confirming with other people that physically you're actually in a safe place. If you don't have the ability to check in with other people, another thing that you can do is to ground yourself in some kind of mindfulness exercise, a strong sensory experience, anything that helps remind you that you're in a physical safe place and gets you out of your head so that you're not spinning and constantly thinking about the things that are making you stressed. The third thing you can do is to seek rest. And most of us don't have a lot of time during the day to do this, but it doesn't take a long time. You could take a 5-minute walk outside in the sunshine and get some rays, or to take a walk in nature and just remember and experience the calming effects of being around plants. And the last thing you can do in completing your stress cycle after moving to burn up your hormones and seeking safety to connect with others is to rest. Most of us don't have a lot of time to rest during the day, and rest may feel like needing to do absolutely nothing, just to zone out completely. And this doesn't actually take a long time, so you could find 5 minutes to do a breathing exercise or a mindfulness exercise or some kind of strong sensory experience. You could take 5 minutes to go out in the sun and just soak in the rays, or 5 minutes to walk in nature, to touch the trees or the bushes that are near your workspace. Or do something that is both restful and energizing, that might be playful, like playing with your pets, or playing with your students, or playing with other people, a short game, or checking in online to look for things that make you laugh. Any kind of restful activity where you might close your eyes and just be for a couple of minutes would help you to complete that stress cycle. So again, completing the stress cycle is one of the first things that we can do to help with burnout. Move to burn off the adrenaline, check in with other people to remind us that we're safe, and rest to regenerate. The second thing that I want to suggest that might help with burnout is connecting with your values and priorities. A lot of you are already doing this. You're saying how the students make your day, make it all worthwhile. That's the reason why you're doing this job. That's the reason why you're going through this stress. In addition to focusing on that, thinking about our choice of working with the students, or our choice of working with our patients, our choice of helping other people during this stressful time, is what can help us get the benefit of those stress hormones as opposed to just suffering from the downsides of them. So research shows that the negative effects of stress can be mitigated, and we can receive the benefits from the dopamine, the endorphins, and even the oxytocin that we get during stress by reminding ourselves that we have chosen to do this thing that actually brings us stress, that those two things, our choice and our stress, are inextricably linked in together, and that we have to go through the stress in order to get the values and the priorities and goals that we want. So in this case, you know that your students need instructors. They need your presence. They need your guidance. They need your help. They need your support and your compassion. And knowing that they need that, and knowing that you're there to provide that, and knowing that you have to go through the stress in order to give it, can help you develop a sense of personal efficacy. It's the idea that this is not something that's been thrown on you. This is not something that you're subjected to. Maybe you don't have control over it, but you're choosing to stay in that position, and you're choosing to help out your students. That choice is your personal efficacy. And the third thing that we can do in this situation to deal with burnout and compassion fatigue is to try and work on changing our mindset about the stress. What is it that we appreciate about the situation? What are the silver linings that come from the stressors that we're subjected to? If we can take a moment and practice gratitude for this opportunity to be stressed, we can actually flip the narrative on stress and view it more as an opportunity rather than a toxic thing that we need to avoid. So there you have it, Twitter. 3 suggestions that you can take to deal with burnout and compassion fatigue. Complete your stress cycle, connect with your values and priorities and long-term goals, and work on changing your mindset about the stress. I hope this helps you. Feedback would be awesome. See you again later.